So for your Nayax terminal, first of all, you should have already received an email with a link to sign up for your Nayax account. It will ask for various information about yourself and your business, along with your banking information to properly set up your account with Nayax, who is the payment processor for your machine. And the first thing to check is if you open up the Nayax terminal that's here on the front of your cooler, and you look here on the sticker. So first of all, there's 4 screws holding a back plate on here. You need to unscrew all 4 of these screws to remove the back plate, and then you can uh, take out all the wires so you can clearly see the sticker. On there is an SN serial number for your Nayax terminal. You can see this one ends in 3834. And then you should log in to your Nayax dashboard, which will look something like this. And if we go to machines, and we select operator, make sure you select your company, click search. You can see this one ends in 3834. So you gotta be careful when you have multiple credit card terminals for multiple machines, especially if different types. Make sure you select the right one. So we saw on the sticker just now 3834. That is the reader for our AI cooler. And then to actually set up the Nayax, there's a couple more steps. So for the AI cooler, I've sent out this document along with the sign up email. There's 2 types of authorization methods. And with an AI cooler, it always has to be pre-authorized because the card needs to be uh, you have to place a hold on their card before you let them open the fridge. Otherwise, they can just open the fridge, take stuff out, and you didn't charge them for the products. So there's a standard pre-authorization, which a lot of places do, like at a gas station, they would just put a like $150 hold on your card, and as you fill up and finish filling up and close off the transaction, it will just settle at whatever the final amount is. But for an AI cooler, that can be tricky, as when you have multiple people, uh, they make multiple purchases. If they get charged with a $50 hold each time, then they might have a $1,000 limit on their card and end up using a bunch of their limit just you making purchases on your cooler. So the recommended way is incremental pre-authorization. And to upgrade to incremental pre-authorization, you have to contact Nayax, and then they will send you a contract that you need to sign with the local acquiring bank. And only after signing that contract will your incremental pre-authorization be enabled. And you need to ensure that it is also enabled in the Nayax backend. So let's go through all the things you have to check. So first, I'll go to this link and input your Nayax serial number. So let's copy the Nayax serial number from here and we input it. And if you click on it, it'll bring up all the different information about your terminal. If there's nothing under machine info here, it might be because the Nayax terminal was not properly transferred to your account. In that case, please contact us. And other than that, so there's a couple of important machine attributes you should be putting. So you should have MDB as 02 pre-selection enabled, and make sure the product timeout is shown as 600. And you also want to make sure that the session timeout is set as 1380. And then next you can check the machine ID as well as all the latest sale information here as well. And you need to make sure that the actor ID, it's your company. And if any of these information is incorrect, You can contact Nayax by giving them a call and requesting a callback or waiting for them to pick up. And you can ask them to complete the setup by asking them to copy the settings of this device, this Nayax ID here. So if you just provide them with the ID of this device and ask them to copy it, they can do all the backend settings here for you. Now, of course, you can do it yourself, but we recommend having a Nayax agent go through these and set it up for you because there's a lot of complex fields, and you don't want to enter a wrong number somewhere, and it can cause a whole host of issues. So we recommend you call Nayax and have them set up your fields if any of these look incorrect. The one thing you can check with incremental pre-authorization is to look at the default credit. So we recommend setting it to the maximum amount allowed by local regulations. And in the United States, that's typically $150. So you should set default credit to 15,000 as the units are in cents. So on the Nayax dashboard here, under payment for default credit, it would be best to put 15,000, and this will be equivalent of $150. And you need to click save for it to update. And then when you do that, we always recommend you do a reboot device. And that just allows the reader to reboot itself and load any updated configuration that was changed. And then after you do that, there's one additional step on our backend. So in the Cooler account, when you log in, I'll just show you here. So I'll log in and you go to my machine setting, and you need to search for the machine ID you wish to change. So I'm just going to pick a random one as an example. You click edit. And then in the settings, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there is the AIDN POS information and the pre-authorization amount you should put to the increment that you want. So let's say you enter $5 here. Every time somebody taps the card, they will first be charged a $5 hold on their card. And if they take products that's worth more than $5, it will incrementally increase that authorization in steps of $5. So if they take $6 worth of products, their card will actually be held for $10 and then later settle at the $6 amount. And once you've changed it, just click submit and make sure it says operation succeeded at the top. So one important thing of note, as said in the bottom of this document, if you use incremental pre-authorization, which we do recommend, and you encounter a situation where the final charge is lower than the actual order value, so if Nayax charged less than the actual purchase amount, there might be an application update that's needed. So we recommend if you set this up to do a test transaction to make sure, or more than one test transaction, multiple transactions at different dollar values to make sure that the incremental pre-authorization flow is actually set up correctly. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us for the setup process. You can also reach out to Nayax directly through a phone call or an email and get support from them.